The glow of my monitor illuminates my room as I sit and listen to my friends scream into their mics. We've been playing for hours and I was getting tired. The truth was, my focus wasn't on the game. As the others barked out commands and exchanged jabs, something strange kept appearing on my screen. A small red window with the black text, "Do you like the red room?" At first, I thought it was an ad or some pop-up malware. I tried to close it, but it would appear again almost instantly, no matter how many times I closed it. "Yuki, seriously man, get your head in the game." Kenta's voice snapped me out of my trance. "Oh, sorry," I say as I give the pop-up one last annoyed click, and this time, it vanished. Shaking my head, I refocused on the game. As the match ends, the guys celebrate our narrow victory. "Yo, Yuki, you alright? You've been off all night," Haruto says with genuine concern in his voice. I may be the only girl in this group, but the guys have always treated me like a sister and protected me from anything. "Yeah, I'm just feeling a little sick. I'm gonna call it a night, guys," I say, trying to sound convincing. "Alright, feel better, okay?" Ryo says. "Good night, Yuki. Let us know if you need anything," Haruto calls out. "Yeah, okay," I mumble before logging off. As the others start another game, I sit back in my chair staring at my screen. For a moment, everything seems normal. But then, in the lower left corner, the red window flashes again. "Do you like the red room?" This time, the text seemed larger, bolder. My stomach turns as my mouth moves on its own, hovering above the yes button. "No!" I yell out as I try to move the mouse away from the button. But before I can reach it, the mouse clicks and the screen flickers. A list of names appear in the red window, scrolling down at an impossible speed. I choke when I see my name at the bottom. Yuki Tanaka. Then the screen goes black. The room suddenly gets colder. I stand abruptly, my chair rolling out from behind me. I stare at the dark monitor, my heart pounding. For a moment, everything is silent, except for the sound of my breathing. Then, from somewhere in the room, I hear a faint whisper in a deep voice. "Do you like the red room?" I turn and run towards my bed, my legs shaking as I jump in and pull the blankets over my head. I try to tell myself that it was just a virus that must have downloaded itself, but as the hours pass, sleep refuses to come. 2 nights later, the boys get together again, their voices filling the chat with the usual banter. Despite their repeated invitations, I haven't replied. "Come on, Yuki," Ryo says. "It's been 2 days. You can't be that sick." "Maybe she's got cramps. You know how those can take her out," Haruto says. "Maybe we should check in on her." Ryo types a quick message. "Yuki, we miss you. Everything okay? Come on, you could tell us." The group waits, watching the screens. I type back, "I'm fine, guys. Just tired." "Hey, come on, you can't just ghost us like that. At least hop on and hang out. You don't even have to play," Kenta says. No answer. "That's not like her," Kenta says after a bit. "Yeah," Haruto agrees. "I think we should check in on her tomorrow and see what's going on." Meanwhile, as the boys make plans, I sit in my darkened room. I haven't left it in 2 days, and I had no intention of doing so. I walk over to my mirror and close my eyes briefly before opening them and pulling up my t-shirt, exposing my side. The small scratch I'd noticed yesterday morning had grown into an angry, jagged line. It stretched to several inches now. The edge is red and inflamed. I shudder as I touch it. My skin is warm to the touch and it aches as if something beneath it was moving. "It's just a scratch," I say to myself. I must have done it in my sleep. But deep down, I knew better. That scratch hadn't been there before that damn pop-up. I pull my shirt down and reach for my phone. With trembling hands, I bring up the group chat. I so desperately wanted to tell the guys, to ask them for help. But what do I say? "Hey guys, I clicked on a creepy pop-up and now I'm hearing whispers and falling apart." Help? They think I'd gone crazy. The whisper comes again, this time closer. "Do you like the red room?" I jump and spin around, scanning the room, but it was empty. My desk chair sits motionless, closet door closed. The air feels heavier, pressing on me like a weight. I stumble towards my bed, holding my side, and crawl under the covers. My whole body hurt, and my mind raced with fear. For the first time in years, I feel completely alone. I jolt awake later that night, drenched in sweat. The room was eerily quiet, the kind of quiet that seems to amplify every creak of the apartment. I blink a few times, trying to adjust to the dim light in my room, but something feels off. The air feels heavier, and there's a faint whisper, barely audible. "Do you like the red room?" I hear. The whisper is low and guttural. I freeze when I realize what it's saying. The whisper comes again, this time a bit louder. "Do you like the red room?" "No," I say out loud, my voice cracking. I reach for my phone on the nightstand. As the screen lights up, it feels hot, almost burning in my hands. I try to dial Haruto, but the phone flickers and is replaced by the same ominous question in bold red letters. "Do you like the red room?" I drop the phone as I look around my room, panic rising within me. The light overhead flickers between complete darkness and a blood-red glow, even though the light bulb is white. Shadows dance across the walls, twisting and shifting as if alive. The deep voice grows louder, echoing all around me. "Do you like the red room?" it says over and over. "Stop it," I yell, covering my ears, trying to stop the sound. Suddenly, a searing pain shoots through my body, making me collapse on the bed. It radiates up my arm as if bones are being snapped in half. My legs follow, the pain almost unbearable. I scream, my voice cracking. I grab my phone, frantically pressing buttons, but the screen refused to turn on. I can feel the vibrations of an incoming call, but there is no name, no number, just a chilling repetition of the words, "Do you like the red room?" My cries for help turn to ugly sobs as my body convulses. Every joint feels as if it's being pulled apart. My vision blurs, and the flickering red light grows more intense, consuming the room entirely. Then came the burning sensation. It starts at the scratch on my side, spreading rapidly across my skin. I claw at my shirt, desperate to stop the fire beneath my skin, but there is no use. My screams echo in the empty apartment, a mix of agony and desperation. The voice was deafening now as it screams, "Do you like the red room?" All I can feel and see is the relentless red light and unbearable pain. Then, just as quickly as it had begun, everything goes black. The following night, Haruto, Ryo, and Kenta gather outside of my apartment building. The sun was setting, casting a warm orange glow over the city, but none of them felt at ease. "I'm telling you, something's wrong," Haruto says, fidgeting with his phone. "She hasn't responded to any of my messages all day." "Maybe she's still just sick," Kenta says, his voice sounding hopeful. Ryo shakes his head. "No, Yuki's never ignored us like this. Let's just check in on her, alright?" They climb the stairs, the silence of the building unnerving. When they reach my door, Haruto knocks firmly. "Yuki, it's us. Open up." No response. Haruto exchanges a worried glance with Kenta before trying the knob. To their surprise, it turns easily. The door creaks open, revealing a darkness that seemed thicker than it should have been. A faint, metallic smell hits them immediately. "Yuki?" Kenta calls hesitantly, stepping inside. The apartment is eerily quiet except for the faint hum of the refrigerator in the kitchen. As they go in deeper, the smell grows stronger, almost suffocating. When they reach my bedroom, Haruto pushes the door open, and all three freeze. The walls are stained with streaks of deep red, as if someone had painted them with blood. The once beige carpet was dark and sticky underfoot. And there on the bed lay what remained of me. My body was splayed unnaturally, limbs twisted at impossible angles. My skin was pale, almost translucent, and my eyes were wide open, frozen in a look of sheer terror. The scratch on my side had grown into a grotesque gash, cutting deep into my torso. But what drew their attention the most was the writing on the wall above the bed, scrawled in the same crimson color. "Do you like the red room?" Haruto stumbles back, clutching his mouth. Kenta turns and vomits, while Ryo stands frozen, unable to tear his eyes away from the horrifying scene. We have to call someone," Haruto mumbles, fumbling for his phone. But as he pulls it out, the screen flickers to life on its own. The same bold red text appears on the screen. "Do you like the red room?" The phone slips from his hand, shattering on the floor.